Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. It is midnight here on the Kerbal Space Station around Kerbin as we begin our preparation to take off for Duna. The planetary alignment is correct, at least as far as the eyeball can tell. I actually think that Duna is maybe a bit too close, but hey, shouldn't be that big of a deal. So the way we're going to begin this is we're going to have the piloted ship take off first, and then the drone or the self-flying ship take off second. Brooke, if you would be so kind, say goodbye to your fellow crew members and board the ore carrier, and let us undock. Undocking is successful. We will use a small RCS burst to push ourselves away from the station that is increasingly tearing itself apart, apparently. I will also turn on the lights for a dramatic effect. Oh good, we do have... I was worried that we didn't have any solar panels on board, but apparently we do. They're right there. Okay. So the next step is to plot the course. So we're going to want to launch from around here. It's kind of like that, and right about there, I think. Although, in all my experience, doing it from this direction seems to have worked more or less the best, even though the site that I use always tells me to do it from here. I'm just going to do it from here and see how that works out. Okay. So, yeah, let's make sure we don't crash into the moon. That would suck. Oh, wow. It's way too far. Okay, it looks like we may end up having to wait a bit because that dang moon has gotten in our way. So let's rotate one orbit and do it then. Don't worry, once I've plotted the course and sent the vessels on their way, you're not going to have to watch through all of the orbital maneuvers. I'm basically going to fast forward each time to the important parts. Okay. Let's see if we got any better now. Keep going, actually. There. Okay. So how about now? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. We gotta set Duna as our target. And it looks like... yeah, we almost got it. I think the reason that I can't get a proper intersect is because I let Duna come too close, but nothing that a little course correction can't fix. And of course, the closer we can get, the better. Alright. We got an 18 million meter periapsis, which is pretty good. I would like to have gotten closer, but that's fine. This thing is going to Ike anyways, and that should be a much easier target than Duna itself. So now that we have his course plotted, I'm going to fast forward to that point. Her course, forgive me, this is Brooke after all. Oh yes, and also while I was gone, while I was fast forwarding time, our Sentinel infrared telescope mission was complete. All the satellites have been scanned. Also, we don't have an estimated burn, I am noticing right now. So first of all, let's point ourselves towards our maneuver node. I think I have the torque turned off. Is that it? Where's the reaction wheel? There. Nope, it's running. It's just very slow, apparently. Alright, that's fine. Shouldn't cause us too much trouble. It's also probably because I have a giant fuel tank on the back of it that doesn't seem to really have anything to do with what we're doing. Alright, so let's just throttle up to max and then immediately cut. See how long the burn's going to take. That can't be right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So we got about a 2-minute burn ahead of us, and hopefully we're going to have enough fuel left. I want all the fuel left in the spacecraft itself to be used to land on Ike. I'm going to stop at... Oh, I already went way too far. Alright, let's just go for full burn. This is probably very wasteful of me, but... And also stage U doesn't help, so we're going to have to entirely focus on this. No, it looks like... It doesn't look like we're running out of fuel that quickly. But just by looking at the rate of how we're burning fuel, it looks like we're going to have half of this left over by the time we're done. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, let's, I like looking at it from this, let's close this. I like looking at it from this view, because I think it's cool. Let's also extend the antenna. Doesn't really matter here because this is, it's got a pilot in it, but still. Okay, we've already escaped from Earth. Kerbin, alright. Escaped from Kerbin. So just keep an eye on our course, because I've also experienced that sometimes we don't exactly stop at the right moment. Sometimes the course calculation is not that accurate. How are we looking on fuel? Yeah, we're going to have less than half a tank of fuel left in that spacecraft. Hopefully it should be enough. And when I say hopefully it should be enough, I mean I just completely, totally guessed. I have literally no way of knowing. I don't have the know-how to do stuff like, you know, calculate it. Starting to think I should have put a larger fuel pod on the back of this. Also kind of deviating from our maneuver node slightly. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, we're almost there now. Okay, we've escaped from Kerbin, and we're going up. Bring this up. And then I'm pretty much gonna cut it the minute that we get a periapsis. We did not get a periapsis at all. So I think I actually for once burned too early. Yeah, look at that. Now our separation increases if I do that. So the question is, can this be fixed by a retrograde burn here? Let's see if that'll help. It will not help. So the only way that we can fix this is with a course correction. I saw a periapsis over there for a second, but maybe it'll be easier if I do it out here. No, not really. Alright. So let's do this quickly. Something like that, I think. No, we don't... It's not that much easier. We do get a good periapsis though, so let's quickly rotate in that direction and see if we can't fix my blunder. Alright. Stay on target. I also think I'm going to just make this disappear so I can see the periapsis clearly when it appears over there. Okay, our approach is definitely shrinking. That's good. Descent node is also not quite good. We might want to fix that. So, see how close I can get this. It's 26 million right now. 20 million, 17, 16, 16. That's like 17 million is about as good as I can make it. So that's that done. Now we're going to switch back to the station. And then we're going to do the same thing with the next vessel. This one we can just undock without any ceremony whatsoever because there's no pilot in it. Alright, switch over here. Don't need the lights on. I am going to extend this though. Push us away with a small RCS burst. Close the docking hatch. Alright. We are off. This one has a reaction wheel on the crew pod itself too, so didn't make a mistake there. Okay, now we're right actually at the spot where I should probably make this burn, so I can kind of just do it right now. Okay. Guess we got another moon problem. We are definitely going to get another moon problem. For crying out loud, I thought we fixed this already. Alright. Unless I do it over here, one orbit later. This is going to put us in a little bit of a disadvantage, but yeah, that looks better. Alright, perfect. Set as target. Alright, so we would definitely approach Duna a lot later. Too much later, I think. So I'm actually going to just wait so I can plan a new maneuver right there. Alright. Let's see how this one fares. Oops. Yeah, that should get us there a lot quicker. 36 million, that's not the best. 16 is better. Wish I had a way of controlling that a lot easier. Okay. So let's complete our orbit. SAS is still off, so we're not burning through electricity. And I imagine the burn is going to be about as much as it was. So about 3 minutes. 6, 5, 4, 3. There we go. Okay. Flip us over to the maneuver node. Still doesn't spin very quickly. I'll give you that. Why do I get a target vector? That's weird. That shouldn't be there. Anyway. 4 minutes. Seriously? How is this going to take me 4 minutes? Guess I wasn't taking the path of least resistance after all. Oh, that's a bummer. Anyway, it should still work out. Stage view doesn't work here either, so we're gonna have to monitor it. This is gonna take a while, and I imagine this is also gonna burn through a lot more fuel. I totally didn't check, by the way, on the other ship how much fuel we had left. Can't have been much. And once this is done, we're gonna have to perform 2 orbital insertion burns. And we're going to have to do them at different times. Right now because I've brought them both to a very similar spot, I'm not sure which one is going to get there first. I imagine the one that I launched first should, but depending on which one of them is traveling along a more efficient angle, this one actually might get there before the lander does. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, we're going to be really tight on fuel with this one, but the good news is that this guy doesn't actually have to have that much fuel. He can use all the fuel that's left in the ship itself. I don't necessarily care about that. I prefer if we had some left over to get into orbit from the big pod, but if we don't, all this ship needs to do is get in orbit and dock. That's it. The other one needs to be more efficient because that one actually has to land somewhere so that it can carry more fuel. The future of the infrastructure around Duna depends very strongly on that lander being able to get down to Ike, get down to the Ike surface base. At least. It has to make it that far at least. Because if it gets that far, then it can refuel and it can continue carrying ore, and at that point we can start manufacturing fuel. We can start carrying fuel out to the stations, and everything is beautiful. Start making crew transfers, getting the Kerbals to talk to each other after having spent years out there in their respective crew pods by themselves, literally without getting out of their seats. I'm actually going to run out of fuel here, aren't I? Wow. Don't understand why this burn is so much more difficult than the other one. It did flip right now. Is that because we escaped? I don't know why that flip came around. I also imagine that the moon is kind of screwing with us right now. Definitely past my burn by now. I mean my node. But we knew that was going to happen. Anyway, we should be fine. Okay, that is definitely a problem. Let's see how we can solve this one. For some reason, that moon being there screwed us. See how I can fix this. Not like that. That's how I gotta do it. And that's a pretty heavy burn. It does get us pretty close, though. So let's try it. Hold her steady there. Yeah, that's a much easier burn. I'm actually just going to get rid of this. I think now we're getting to the point where this is actually going to get there first. Separation is decreasing. Fuel is almost out. Fuel is now out, so we separate the stage. There we go. And then we activate the Terriers. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Luckily, it looks like these guys don't burn through fuel nearly as fast, so... Let's see if we can't solve this approach problem. Okay... 120,000 kilometers. 100,000. 80,000. 60. We got a periapsis. Now let's see how far we can shrink it. 30... It's just 30. 20. 16, 15, 14... 9, 8, 7, 6, 5... Like I couldn't even really hope for anything much better than that, but yep, 5. 5 million is about as close as we're going to get. Now comes the point where we just kind of wait and see which one of these crafts get there first. At some point, I think I am going to have to make... I'm going to try to make some... Nope, look, we passed it. So it looks like this ship is going to be getting there before the other one, which is interesting. But anyway, you know, I don't even really think there's any reason for me cutting away for this because, I mean, this is going to go by pretty quickly. But I think we know now that I can pretty much just stay here, and then Brooke is going to be catching up later. I'm just going to switch over there, make sure everything's alright. I'm going to turn the SAS off here so we're not wasting electricity. See how things are over on this ship. Yep. Well, we're pretty good. Alright. It's just fine. Alright. So let's finish up this flight. The ascending node is actually past the planet, so there's not much we can do to correct that. Now that I think about it, though, I should probably take a look and see where the course correction opportunity for this one is. We might have already passed it. No, same problem. It's all the way over there. Well, let's hope it's not going to cause us any strife. There it comes. And we're going to be flying under the planet again. So again, due to the fact that I didn't bother to correct our ascension, but let's, well, hope that I have the power in these engines to get us into orbit. This is going to be a tough one. Now, this burn might actually take a while. Stage U here doesn't make a difference because it's only one stage. I'm going to plot a course here. Let's see just roughly how long this burn is going to take. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's going to be a problem. But again, it's going to be more of a problem for that one than this one. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. All we have to do here is just get into orbit. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the recording here. And I'll see you guys again once I've established an orbit. Okay, so I managed to get into orbit. Now I am correcting our orbital incline of said orbit. And then the next thing we're going to have to do is catch on to Ike. Fuel is a luxury. Starting to really run out of it, but I actually feel like this is going to go just fine. I think we should have enough. And all this thing has to do is dock. So the next one is going to have a little bit harder of a time. In fact, I might redo this. Not because I need to redo this one, but because I might already be way too late to try and correct the course of the other one. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to see if I can't burn a little bit more right now to not have to burn more in the future. Get ready to cut. Okay, 0.1 is fine. Now let's see what it would take for us to get caught by Ike. Doesn't look like there's much we can do right now, so basically I'm just going to kind of rely on... maybe this will change after a couple orbits. Other way. Not much, it seems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let her kind of rotate out here for a bit. And actually, while this guy is out in orbit, I'm going to switch back to the other plane. It's not actually a plane, but it's got the plane logo because it's a plane cockpit, so. Okay, and here's what I'm going to try to do. Hopefully it's not too late to do this. Scent node is 0.2. I think it looks to me like we're going to be passing under Duna, so if I could just raise us up ever so slightly. Let's see. Got a 16,000. Still 16. Yes, this is actually bringing our periapsis down a bit. Okay, so that's all I really wanted to know. So if I point us to the normal vector here... Oh, I'm hesitating to push the quick save button. I kind of want to do it, but it'll override my previous quick save, which is a better place to jump back to, so... I guess I'm just going to not do it and hope for the best. Let's see what happens. So now if I hit the speed up button... Yes, see, our periapsis is shrinking. So I'm going to keep doing this until it stops shrinking. That's actually close enough. Don't know that I want to get... Actually, I think this vector here is good to help me know like how I'm doing in relation to the axis of Duna. This is something that I probably should have been doing a lot earlier, and before I'm doing it right now, I probably should be looking up exactly how to do it, but I prefer learning this way. I prefer seeing if I can figure stuff out myself. I consider myself to be a relatively smart individual, and I think that I can get this sorted out. I'm using my monopropellant thruster right now. See how good I can get this. I'm gonna leave it at that and see how that works out. So for now, let's switch back to the. Am I gonna have to go back to the tracking station, please? No, okay. So there we go. Switch back to this guy. All right. And now I guess I'm gonna rotate around some more. Maybe like twice more. And see if we get lucky this time. Oh, still on the complete opposite side. What if I try to slow us down from here? What happens then? Nah. Okay, so I guess the best thing for me to do is kind of just put us on a vector that's close to Ike's gravitational influence. And do that from over there. Slowing us down a bit more. Alright. That's actually pretty close. Oh, hey. I think I got it. Would send us kind of crashing into it, though, so if that could be avoided, that would be... Alright, now is that any good for me? Let's try that, see if that works. I probably should have plotted this out before I just went ahead and burned, but let's see what happens. We're not actually going to crash into it, that's not what that means. I hope. Yes, this is actually perfect. More than perfect. Okay, set the Ike's... No, set it as our target. To switch focus back to the plane, please. Oh man, alright, I don't care. So it's just going to make it a little more difficult to focus. Retrograde, please. I like how much more easier the craft maneuvers now that it doesn't have a big fuel tank on the back of it. Alright, so now let's establish orbit around Ike. There we have it. Let's go ahead and bring her all the way down. We're not going to have a lot of fuel left to spare, but that's still something. Go all the way until we get an intersect. Oh, crap. It's okay. Okay, so now can I bring us into this now? I can. Okay. How's that looking? 53 meters per second. I think I can do better. I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Yes, I'm definitely regretting this. Probably shouldn't have burned. Alright. Well, nothing to do now but rotate. Yes, this is very... This really sucks that I'm stuck focused there. Okay. No. Only until we get the intersect. Until we get the rendezvous. Okay. Let's zoom in. It's about as good as we're going to get there. 30 meters per second relative speed. That should be just fine. Speed up too quick. There we go. 1 minute left until rendezvous. Set us to our target speed. And now let's start evening out. How we doing? Speed up. Okay. There it is. There's the Ike station. Okay. Let's bring us down to parking speed. Still enough fuel left. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Alright, I'm going to switch. I'm going to actually see if I can kill our relative speed. I'm going to go over here and I am actually... No, let's not rotate the station. Let's just open this shield. Switch over here and then let's begin the docking maneuver. Cool thing is that this ship can do most of the rotation thanks to the double rotation wheels that I gave it without the RCS. Not something that the lander can do. That's my own fault. Alright. Alright. Set that as our target. Sorry for going silent again like that. This is just me going into concentration mode again. Looks like we're going to bump into it. Let's not do that. There it is. Just looking for my prograde marker. All right. Where'd it go? It's gone. Oh no. Oops. I didn't open the shield. Darn it, I'm an idiot. Okay, open the shield. It's also controlled from here. No, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm just gonna do this manually. All right. There we go. Okay, we got it. Okay, so that's step one complete. Let's turn off these torque wheels so they don't mess with the station's stabilization. But we got that done. That's one thing we've got done. Now, on to our second spacecraft. Hoo-wee. That was exhausting. I imagine this one's going to be even worse. We did get a much better periapsis. Or did we? Oh dear. Yep, this is going to be a problem. See, we're coming in on the wrong side of the planet. Really wish there was a way for me to know this ahead of time, but oh well. We should still be able to get... We're trying to get around Ike anyway, so... I'm just going to actually see what happens if I start burning retrograde here. At what point, if any, do I manage to get... Yep, we do manage to get a hold of Ike right around there. So I guess let's just... That still happen if I do that over here? Yeah, it does. Okay. So now I guess we just burn retrograde until that happens. This is another thing that I'm gonna skip ahead of so you guys don't have to watch it. It's gonna be another burn. This is gonna be a little bit more tense, but I think that because of that correction burn that I made earlier, we are actually going to get a much easier orbital insertion burn this time. I didn't check to see what the delta V was that we needed, but that's fine. Okay, see you guys when this is done. Okay, so my intention here, I actually burned a little farther than I expected, than I planned. I'm hoping to see if I can use the moon's gravitation to flip us around. We're going to be flying very close to the surface, which might actually be a good thing. We are going to have to correct our course, like, no matter what we do, because of the position of the Ike outpost. Let's see how... that's actually a pretty good spot to be, honestly. Okay. Now, everything that we're doing now is on the ship's own fuel supply, because I ran out of fuel in the rocket stage. So, we're now going to have to burn retrograde. But this is gonna fix our rotation. For whatever good that'll do us. Alright. Come on, baby. Do we have a crew report from here yet? We do. Okay. Too bad I don't have any reflectors because it's got to be a real interesting sight flying so close. Okay, I'm starting to get worried by the fuel situation now. We're not gonna go to the station, by the way. This time we're gonna land straight on Ike at the outpost, and it's actually in a good spot right now because it's in sunlight. So let's see if we can figure out the best way to do this. Our course of action should become clear the moment we establish orbit. Very soon now. I like how this thing kind of looks like a submarine. It's like a space submarine. Alright, so... what is the best thing that we can do here? Like, already that is bad. I'm gonna have to go up to Apoapsis and make sure that we don't crash into the planet. That would be a very good start. Oh no, you're fine where you are. Yeah, see how this craft is struggling a little bit with the rolling around? It's because this one only has one reaction wheel. To speed up too much, just enough to get the periapsis off of the mountains. There we go. All right. Okay. If I set this as our target, it gives me that as the best position to adjust the course. So I'm actually gonna speed us up a bit more. Like that. And then I'm gonna move over there to this spot. And then I assume burn anti-normal. Oh my goodness, the fuel that we're using up for this is gonna be a very close call. If I'm not mistaken, I can't quite remember. I believe it rotates this way. It makes sense if everything is on this on an orbit of this direction. It should be rotating this way, and that means that this is going to be a little bit ahead. Half of our fuel supply is gone. So we have a half a tank of fuel to land. Let's see if that'll be enough. I mean, it'll have to be. We don't really have any choice. Everything is hinging on this right now. The hopes and dreams of the future of this Duna operation hinges on this spaceship being able to land. Because if it cannot land, it cannot start to carry the raw materials needed to produce fuel on the space stations. And if it can't do that, well, then pretty much every ship at every station is going to be stranded exactly where it is. Alright. That seems to be good. Periapsis. Now I am going to quick save. I said I am going to quick... There we go. Okay. Now. Let's do this. We shall soon see if the Duna outposts... the Duna mission's safety is secure, future is secure, or if it's going to go up in flames. There. That's about right. Now, we do have a quick save, so I can afford to speed up here if I want. Rotation is not carrying it that much closer, but I can see a difference. So, get ready. Yeah, we're going to want to slow down now. Might even want to perform this landing visually. There we go. Okay. So. Let's try and correct our course first of all. Is that working or is it making it worse? I can't honestly tell. No, wait, hang on. Surface, there we go. That's what we needed. Okay, it looks like it's working. Looks like we're headed more towards it now. We're also going to have to start pretty drastically slowing down. Oh yeah, very drastically slowing down. Okay, I overshot it. Not the first time this has happened. It's okay. Everything is fine. Pay no attention to the fuel supply drastically dwindling. In fact, here, this is not helping anybody. Let's just get rid of that. Get rid of it. There we go. Okay, we are landing pretty far away. And we're landing pretty quickly. But I did manage to get us a bit closer. This is not the most brilliant landing I've ever made, but also not the worst. Okay, how we doing? Okay, so we're getting very close now. Where's the sun? It's over there. My shadow should be coming up somewhere below me, but here's how we're gonna finish the rest of this. Okay, I can see it now. I'm gonna slow us down practically to a stop. There, like that. And now I'm going to flip us over onto our stomach, and I'm going to hit my button here to turn on our landing thrusters. These run on monopropellant fuel. And these are going to help slow us down. This is very, very nifty little thing. I was actually a lot farther away from the surface than I thought, but hell. Alright, there we go. Bingo. We have done it. The ship has landed. And it was a close one, but we did it. We did it. Now the one last thing that remains to be done is to make these 2.5 kilometers over to the station and dock with it. I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to pause it, but I'll let you see the glorious sight of the docking completed. Give me just 1 second. I'll be back in a jiffy. Well, it's been a while. I've been driving here for a good 15 minutes, but I found it. I have a visual on the station, and it is now time for me to properly park with it. And yes, I did do it entirely from the internal cockpit view. This is not all that difficult, truth be told. Okay. In fact, as long as I'm here, I might as well see if I can actually perform the docking itself this way. I am obviously going to have to find some way to propel myself, since I don't think that these landing struts have any engines to them. I do have monopropellant thrusters, though, so I could probably use those. In fact, let's hit the RCS on. You can see the little light turn on. That's awesome. Okay. Now, let's line ourselves up. Okay. Should feel a bump any second. I don't feel like I'm aligned with it, yeah, so let's see if I can use the, this is... Okay, so let's back up. See if that's better. Feels better. I have this urge to kind of look. Oh, nothing's happening. So I think I bumped into it. Okay, let's switch out of the cockpit view, see how I did. See what the problem here is. Oh, I can tell you what the problem is. Die. Okay. There we go. So I did technically do it. I was just an idiot about it. Okay, we're done. That's it. Episode's over, everybody. We've done it. The future of this mission is still secure. Brooke, you've earned yourself a well-deserved rest. Get in there with your buddies. Have some beers. Some space beers. Open up a giant bag of space nachos and dip it in some space salsa while we fill up these ore tanks. And then in the next episode, we're going to be carrying them up to the Ike station, and I'm going to have to do it twice in order to finally complete this contract of 1,000 units of ore on the station. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute blast. I feel super excited for what's to come, and I hope you do too. See you next time.